just say that I've actually done this video before, like somewhere at the beginning of my YouTube career, which was actually almost exactly a year ago when I started this channel. I made a video titled similarly to this one, Who Am I? And at the time it did quite well, but I think because I didn't have anything particularly ready for the video itself, I just went on rambling about myself. I thought I could redo the video now that I have a lot more followers, a lot more people that might be interested, and maybe make it more easy for people to actually follow on the stuff that I'm talking about, because that's usually what people prefer, rather than just getting random information that might not be interconnected in any sort of way. So let's just start right off. I have a list here, a mini a helping hand of sorts for myself, so I don't forget the topics and the stuff that I want to talk about the most. So let's just start off right now. My name, besides luckily ASMR, is Luke. A lot of you may have known that. And I'm currently 21 years old. Someone recently in a comment said they didn't know if I was 20 or 40, and I was at the same time kind of offended and also kind of, I don't know, it felt like they may have thought that I was mature, so that's, I guess, an okay thing. But yeah, I'm 21. I was born on the 25th of June 2000, so my age is the same age as the year, like half of the year, because it's the 25th, the 6th, 25th, depends on your place of origin. Not every place like says dates the same, but yeah, I'm from Serbia. I was born and raised in Serbia. I haven't lived anywhere else, unfortunately, yet, though I do plan to live somewhere else one day, hopefully. I am currently a student still, though I have had a job. That is something that I'll be talking about a bit later. I am a student of video game design in the Academy of Arts of Novi Sad. Video game design is my sort of passion. It's not something that I've been particularly interested in prior to my knowledge of the existence of the course itself. I didn't know it existed. I didn't know this job existed or anything about it. But once I found out about it, I knew that I wanted to be one. And yeah, once again, something that I'll talk about more later on. I am an atheist. So I might be agnostic, kind of, sort of, though I am mostly just an atheist. I just don't believe in the concept of God. Though you might hear me sometimes saying stuff related to God. Don't mind that, I just say that out of habit. Though I do love Lucifer in some ways. I think the concept and the idea of Lucifer and his name is extremely cool, are really fascinating to me. I am a Cancer in the zodiac, and I am very much a stereotypical Cancer, as I am a crybaby, and I'm also very emotional in some ways. Depends on the situation. I was a lot more emotional when I was younger than I am right now. I'm heterosexual, and yes, I've explored my options many times. I mean, I've thought about it. I've had some interactions, but I've always had a pretty exclusive attraction to girls, and that's how it'll probably stay for the rest of my life, just because I've never, despite my appreciation for the male physique, which I oftentimes gets me into very awkward conversations with people, because I'm the type of person that can appreciate the male physique without necessarily drooling over it and being like, oh my god, that is so hot. I'm just like, yeah, that dude has a fantastic physique and I can appreciate that. But yeah, and I am a he, him, exclusively a he, him. I'm nothing else. I mean, you can say, call me they, but I'm a he, him. But yeah, now that I am through with the very basic, the very general information about myself, I wanted to talk about a bit more about ASMR and my channel itself. As I mentioned, I started this channel around a year ago, because at the time, I mean, prior to me starting this channel, I of course enjoyed ASMR a lot. I watched quite a few videos. I remember some of my first videos that made me tingle and were like, oh my god, this experience is fantastic, were fascinating to me, because it was just so unexpected and I just didn't know what it was. And I wanted to, when I originally started, I just wanted to make that sort of connection to people that ASMR artists made. It's a very personal connection without actually ever meeting the person, without ever actually directly interacting with them besides the video. But at the same time, you're constantly interacting with people, not just through comments or likes or stuff like that. It's just people feel at ease when they listen to ASMR. They're usually relaxed. They literally give themselves up to the ASMR artist when they're listening to their content, and that's something that I've always liked about it, because I love to help people out. I love to talk to people, to express, to help them express their own feelings and help them get through with whatever they're going through. And I've also always been a very positive person, so I've always wanted to make that positivity global in a way, make it so everybody can feel the same type of positivity that I do, and just make this aura that I sometimes have around me be around everyone, and make everyone feel the same way that I do. And I know that is pretty much an impossible task, but I'd like to make anyone's and everyone's life a bit easier if I can. My original name wasn't luckily ASMR, though the people that have watched my videos for a very long time might know me as ASMR Wisp. I changed my name at like, I don't even know, I think I was like 500 subscribers. But yeah, I was ASMR Wisp, and that name was just something that I made up in the moment. I wasn't really thinking about it way too much. I just wanted something, and I just wanted to start out, and I found a PNG of a wisp, and I loved wisps from a game, World of Warcraft, and Warcraft in general. So I just wanted it to be something that was like connected to me, and it felt like very calming. Wisps are generally benevolent beings, so they're really chill things, chill beings of sorts, and they're made out of light. So I was just like, yeah, this kind of embodies myself in a lot of ways. But somewhere along the way, there was a dissonance between me and the name. I just didn't feel like the name was me anymore. Like it should have been something else, and that's when I decided upon Luckily ASMR. I could have been Luck ASMR, I could have been Luckiest ASMR. There were a lot of options, but I decided on Luckily mostly because it is very tingly to say. Luckily. The second reason was it rolled off the tongue really well, in my opinion. It was kind of unique in a lot of ways, because it's not lucky ASMR. I'm not lucky, it's a Luckily ASMR. And it just felt like something that people might be able to connect with. And when I was a kid, some people might know what's Lucky Luke, the TV character. He has a different name in my language, but at one point when I was in high school, we had this exercise where we were supposed to give ourselves an adjective added to our name with the same starting letter. And since all of the adjectives in the Serbian language were taken by the other two Lukes in my class, I had to come up with something else, and I couldn't, and I just thought of the English thing, and it was luckily, or lucky actually, and I was Lucky Luke. And even from then I've always had this kind of connection, and I felt like I was a very lucky person in general, and I felt like the people that could find my channel could also be the lucky ones. That's why I sometimes call you guys lucky people when I start off my videos, and I hope you guys like that, because it's just something that could connect all of us in a very unique way. But that is about it when it comes to the channel itself, though it is completely different from what my initial idea for the channel was. My initial idea for the channel was for it to be completely random content, so nothing that was predetermined or thought up of or anything. But at some point I just thought to myself it would be a lot better for me, and well, it would be better for people watching me if they saw consistency, not just in my video posting or and stuff similar to that, but in the content itself. Like if I was making language videos and people were enjoying them, why not make a lot of language videos, since I was pretty good at them in my humble opinion. But in general it was just something that I really enjoyed, and at some point I just thought to myself that I should just use the things that I'm best at, which are at this point mouth sounds, languages, close-up whispers, and well, anticipatory ASMR, which haven't gotten to a lot in the last few weeks because I've been doing I've had a lot of stuff on my plate, but soon. And yeah, and it just became what it is today, and hopefully it continues to evolve in many ways that I don't expect it to. Like currently my most popular video on the channel is a YouTube short. I never thought that would be a thing. I never thought I'd even make a YouTube short, but I did, and it's my most popular video, and it's exploding. And I feel really awkward about it because it's just not what I envisioned originally. But I will keep it going since people do enjoy it, seemingly. But yeah, on to a completely different topic, which are some more personal things, like my hobbies, the things that I like to do in my spare time. And despite the fact that I always think like I have particular hobbies, I actually have very normal hobbies in a lot of ways. Like I watch anime. I haven't actually watched that many anime when I look at it. I've only watched like 67. That might sound, actually it's 67, but some of those are just different seasons of certain shows, and it completely it depends if I even put all of them on my anime list. But yeah, I enjoy anime. I watch not at least, but usually one anime season or series per month or so, just because that's how much I can take in a month, because I like to alternate between my hobbies a lot. Some of my favorite anime are Code Geass, which is a complete masterpiece that I recommend to everyone and anyone, because it transcends the anime genre in a lot of ways. It's something that I haven't seen in normal TV shows and in anime, so it completely made me appreciate what it was that I was watching, which is something that not a lot of shows do. It's very much rare. It's a rarity. And Shokugeki no Soma, Food Wars. What else? Overlord. Some of them are very basic, and I've also read some manga, like Demon Slayer, the entire manga I read. Berserk. What else? is there. I've been a Naruto fan since I was a kid because I've been watching Naruto since then, and I'm a One Piece complete moron because I've watched 1,000 episodes of One Piece, so you can call me completely insane for that, and you'd be completely right. But I've enjoyed it, so I might be a masochist. But besides anime, as I mentioned, I read manga and I also read comics from time to time. Though I actually know a lot more about comics and comic characters as individuals than I actually do through reading comics. Because I often like to have hardcovers. I like to have the comics physically rather than reading them online, because that just doesn't feel the same to me. And I don't have that many hardcover copies of comics, but I am a DC and a Marvel fan in general. Like, I don't have a preference. I do when it comes to TV shows and films, but I don't when it comes to comics, because all of them are great. And I also read a bunch of other comics, like Star Wars stuff. I've read some really disturbing stuff. What else have I've read a ton of manga, and like, yeah, some old stuff like Sin City and Corto Maltese and such were just things that I read, which aren't like standard when it comes to comics. I also enjoy TV series a lot. Currently I'm rewatching, actually I'm no longer rewatching now, I'm watching the new seasons of Arrow, newer seasons of Arrow, since I watched the first 3 and then I stopped, and yes, DC shows in general are superior. But yeah, I'm watching Arrow, though I'm only gonna be watching Flash after that, and probably not the rest of the shows, maybe Legends of Tomorrow. I also really like The Boys. Invincible was great. I wrote down Star Wars, The Clone Wars. Animated TV series are also often really, really good. And like anything that I can get my hands on, Viking. What else did I watch? I just forgot. Like Game of Thrones. Okay, that is a pretty standard one. I don't know. I forgot. I oftentimes actually forget the TV series that I watch. I don't forget anime or movies or anything, but I do forget TV series often. But yeah, just a bunch of stuff. I watch movies too, like most people do watch movies. A Marvel fanboy, a Star Wars fanboy, a lot of things fanboy. I just enjoy movies in general. So that's another thing that's just part of me. And of course, my main hobby and my probably eternal hobby is video games. As an avid gamer and a lifelong gamer, I've played a lot of games. I will continue to play games, and as a video game designer, I have to continue playing games to actually be good at my job. And I hope I never stop, because it's just that unique type of experience that has always connected me to like a completely unique world, which is just, I'm not gonna say mine, but it's like for you. It was made for somebody's enjoyment, and why not enjoy it when you just can? And it's just so personal and so, I'm not gonna say lifelike, it's immersive. That's the word that we love to use, that I particularly love to use. It's immersive, but not in the way where you're like exclusively living in the video game world. You're not thinking like this video games are the real world. You're just enjoying how good it feels to be in a virtual world that doesn't actually exist, but you can explore and feels almost as real as the real world, and kind of gets you out of the real world in situations where you're not feeling that well. It's not a replacement for the real world. It's a fun experience within the real world of a different world. A very weird thing to say, but yeah. I love single player games most of all. I am competitive somewhat in everything I do ever, but single player games are just very personal to me. They're a lot a lot more immersive than multiplayer games, of course. And I'm not that social when it comes to games. I'm a lot more social in real life than I am with games themselves. I don't know, I'm just awkward when it comes to games. But yeah, and some of my favorite games are the Metro series, Metro Exodus especially, as well as the Fallout series, Dishonored, also the series, Warcraft 3, Need for Speed, Assassin's Creed, like Dying Light, zombie games in general are some that I enjoy. But yeah, I love apocalypses quite a bit, so yeah. But yeah, continuing on that, I rambled enough about video games. A bit more about my personality itself. While you guys may somewhat know me, I don't get too often, well, be myself completely, because I'm either not talking in some of my videos where I'm just either role playing or just not talking, like mouth sounds, or well, when I am whispering, that is usually when you guys get to see my personality. But I still like to talk a bit of what my friends often like to call me, and some of the things that I like myself know about myself. But yeah, I'm an ambivert, so I'm neither an extrovert nor an introvert, because I'm definitely not an extrovert, because I don't particularly like going out or like being in giant crowds of people, especially not people that I don't know. When it's people that I know, then I can be, and I love actually having parties with people that I know, and like gatherings and stuff like that. That is something that I love. That is why I'm somewhat of an ambivert. I'm also not an introvert, because I don't like being alone that much either. I also don't avoid like having that sort of contact at all, and I'm not usually awkward when it comes to interactions with people. I'm pretty good at them actually, but it's not like I willingly make those interactions sometimes. But yeah, besides that, as I mentioned, I'm quite a cheerful person. I like to be like positive, not the toxic positivity type of person, but like just look at stuff from the best possible view, the best possible realistic view. And I say that because I'm also a very logical person. One of my like main rules that I set for myself is to always use logic with everything that I do. Be it school, be it friends, be it my relationships, anything. I just go with pure logic. Logic has always been something that has guided me through my life, and it's helped me a lot through everything that I've done. And despite sometimes doing illogical stuff that like might not be as beneficial as something else, I still tend to listen to that side of my brain. But yeah, that's about it for my personality. Everything else you can like discern from yourself if you watch some of my other videos, and just see who I am, because I can't talk that much about myself. Besides that, I've always been a great athlete. I've excelled at like most sports that I've tried, and I've tried quite a few. Except football. I'm pretty terrible at football because I'm just not that good with my legs in that sense. I can run, but I cannot use my legs for hitting stuff particularly well. Or at least I just haven't had the training for that. And I've always like excelled at stuff in the sense that anything that I started playing, I was pretty good at it from the beginning, and I've always liked that because it made me be able to like play with people and experience stuff that maybe some other people couldn't, and not be like a complete fool when playing those games or whatever. But yeah, I used to train basketball and swimming at one point. But the whole basketball thing is a completely different story that I'd like to cover one day in my videos, because it's an entire portion of my life that kind of molded me into what I am. and it had a lot of discourse, a lot of bad memories, and a bit of trauma there. So I'd like to make that as sort of a separate video, talking about my experience with that. Yeah, I also did a bit of swimming, and I wish that I had a pool in my house itself, like just so I could always swim every day, because swimming is just really a great thing for me. I just don't like being around people when I'm swimming. I feel awkward. But yeah, I'm a lover of horrible jokes, like really bad jokes. I make horrible jokes all the time, and I love how horrible they are, like all the damn time. I'm not gonna make one now just because I can't think of one. But yeah, dad jokes, horrible jokes that are just like that aren't supposed to be funny. They're so bad they're funny. That's basically the type of jokes that I sometimes make. I'm a very loud person. that contrasts to my ASMR channel a lot, which is probably why I have this channel, because I'm loud the rest of the day with everything I do. That I need a bit of quiet when it comes to ASMR and stuff. It's sort of a family thing. We've always been really loud, and it's just kept being that way since when you interact with each other a lot, you just get the similar traits to each other. But yeah, I'm a tattoo lover. I'd love to be tattooed very soon, and I've recently been quite obsessed with tattoos. But yeah, I used to be a crypto enthusiast too. It's not that I'm no longer one, I'm just not on the bandwagon as much as I was before. I'm just like, yeah, it exists, I have some, and that's fine. I'm not gonna like go around telling people to buy crypto, do stuff. Like, I'm just, if the crypto revolution happens, fine by me, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, also a random one, my favorite color is blue, like a really, probably a lighter blue rather than a darker blue, though blue in general is almost never a bad thing. But yeah, really random, just so you know. That's why my room is blue. Now on to a something that has also been seen in some of my videos, which is my music taste. I listen to a lot of things. I'm not that person that says, oh, I listen to everything, because I don't. I don't listen to metal music. I don't listen to country music. I don't even particularly listen to rap music. I listen out of rap. I listen rappers. I listen to Post Malone, Eminem, and like Hollywood Undead, though that usually doesn't count as rap. That is like metal rap, rock rap, something like that. But yeah, so and I also don't usually listen to jazz or classical, though I do enjoy them. They are pretty good. But my most listened to genre would be punk rock slash alternate rock. So Imagine Dragons, Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, what else? Normandy, did I say Hollywood Undead already? Hollywood Undead. I don't know what else is there. Linkin Park. Just those sorts of bands that are near screamo but aren't actually screamo were always my favorites. I listen to a lot of pop, as I said, Post Malone and stuff like that. The Weeknd, and yeah. Pop itself isn't really a genre that I listen to directly. It's just something that like pops up, and I just listen to certain songs like Ed Sheeran stuff, and yeah, just completely random. And the Eurovision Song Contest. I'm also a fan of K-pop. I have been for like 2 years already, I think, maybe 3. Which you may have seen in some of my videos, with my ultimate bias group being Monsta X and IZ*ONE. And yeah, Yoonbi is my secret lover. Anyway, I didn't say anything. Continuing on. like my channel itself, you guys know that I do a lot of language videos, country related videos, geography stuff, and that is always connected to both my teachers in school, my geography teachers who were always great, who always made me want to learn more about countries, made me want to travel the world and find everything. And I've always been a curious type of person since I was a kid, just wanting to explore everything and like seeing the world and seeing that I've only been in a select few countries makes me. And even in the countries that I've been maybe to 1 or 2 places. Even my own country, I've not been to all the places in my country. I've been in like 10 cities, a few towns, and like I haven't been to entire sections of my own country. So I'd like to get to travel those, and my knowledge of languages stems mostly from my knowledge of English. Since I've known English since I was a kid, I feel like I'm a near native speaker because I've just been how do I say it? I've been exposed to it from a very young age. My sister and I always talked in English, conversed in English, and so we've had that sort of exercise between each other, talking, exchanging words and stuff like that. And I've watched a lot of TV shows, I've watched a lot of movies, a lot of stuff, and I've just accumulated this knowledge and just made it my own in a lot of ways. Just I took the what are they called? The accents. I can do different accents and change from them pretty easily. American English, Indian, French, Spanish, I don't know, I can just do a bunch of stuff. And that has just made me more easily get to know other languages like Korean. I know Korean Hangul, the sign, the written language of Korean. I know how to read it somewhat and write it somewhat. And I'm in general Japanese too, though I don't know the written language, so I can't read the signs themselves, but I can read romanticized versions. Same with Chinese and well, a lot of languages in general. I don't know, it's just a talent that I have, where I've picked up how a lot of languages are spoken. Like German, I know a bit of German because I've been learning it for 8 years in school, but that doesn't mean I'm good at it. My last video was a German one, and all of that was like pre-written by myself and just read, because I that's the only thing that I can do. I'm good at reading languages because it's just a unique talent that I sort of have, where I can just emulate the way in which people speak certain languages. A lot of languages, like I can't do it with every language. I can't do languages like Swedish or like Irish or like, I don't know, languages that I just generally haven't heard a lot of, but languages that I have, like Spanish, Italian, French, even Russian, I don't know, what else is there? My brain just stopped. Korean, Japanese, Chinese, even Portuguese at this point. I can do them pretty easily because I've just been, I've just heard them so many times and been subjected to them through either TV or something else. It's just completely dependent, and that inspires me even more to want to go to different countries. I remember a really unique experience I had recently, actually, this last summer in Bulgaria, where I talked to a woman that didn't speak English in Bulgarian. I just Google translated something from English and just said it in Bulgarian, and she was like, "Do you speak Bulgarian?" I'm like, "Nope, I just Google translated that and spoke it." And she was like, "Wow, that was actually really precise." And I'm like, I tend to do that sometimes. But yeah, and that is actually about it when it comes to talking about myself and who I am. Hopefully you guys now have a better look into who I am and stuff that I enjoy, because I don't get to talk about it that often. I would love to go deeper into some of these, like especially my hobbies, but one at a time. So I do hope you guys enjoy it. A lot of people ask me for my socials, My Instagram page is always in the description. I also have a TikTok that I have one video on, and I'm supposed to add 2 more videos that I've released recently, but I haven't had the time to put on TikTok. And but yeah, I'll be posting probably the same shorts that I make on YouTube on TikTok. I don't know if I'll make exclusive ones for TikTok. It depends if it works out or not. And yeah, I don't have any other socials. I mean, I do have a Facebook, but I don't use it. And I have a Twitter, but I hate Twitter. And I don't have Tumblr, but I also hate Tumblr. So that's about it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment on what you think. If you have any other questions that I left unresolved or something that you want to talk about further, I'd love to know, and I'd love to give you guys more details on it if you'd like, depending on the questions themselves. And yeah, subscribe and leave a like. Do not forget to leave a like, it helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys in my next video. Luckily ASMR.